What's going on, you guys? Dallas Cowboy football news. Let me know if there's any lag. My Wi-Fi seems to be down, so I'm doing this straight off mobile data. Thank God for unlimited data 2017. I'll wait for a couple people to hop on here. What's going on? Got 2 views, or 2 people watching. Yeah, man, Des Bryant recruiting or trying to recruit Darrelle Revis. Don't do it, Des. What up, Ernesto? Spent 4 hours at the swimming pool today. One thing about brown people, we don't get sunburnt. What's up, Green Caesar 55? What's up, baby? So what else is... You have a good weekend today. Everybody have a good weekend. And one thing about living over here is when it's like about to rain or there's a lot of water and stuff, these flies bite. I never knew. They bite like mosquitoes. They suck your blood and everything. But Des Bryant recruiting Darrelle Revis, talk of the weekend. Even got a... Don't know how you feel about... How do I feel about it? Don't do it, Cowboys fan 1980. I need to watch your video. I seen you talked about it. I know Lazy Loke talked about it, but I need to talk about it. And so I'm going to talk about it then after the live stream. I'm definitely going to go hit up your video and see what's going on with it. But I don't think Cowboys need to go after Revis. Not at all. They just drafted 2 young corners. 3 young corners if you want to count Marquez White. But I think the cornerback position is kind of full right now. I mean, if you sign Revis, who are you going to let go? Nolan Carroll? Possibly. Do you think Taco is the piece we need, or is he a bust? Can't call him a bust yet. He's and then that's a good question there. If you heard the Cowboys press conference, they only had 13 rated first round picks, so they have pretty much had a second round grade on Taco. So say he's a bust. It's too soon, but we'll see if he's the piece we need. Definitely, if he can make plays and stop the run and stuff. I mean, we were number 1 in run defense, so if we can continue that and get more sacks, we need about 50 sacks to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, you look at all the teams that go to the Super Bowl, they get about 50 sacks. So we need about that. So let's give Taco some time. Bro, who would you rather have, Sherman or Revis? I'm going to go ahead and answer your question. I'd rather have Sherman, but in reality, I don't want either. Yeah, don't, exactly, Anthony. Don't do it, Des. How was Colorado? Ernesto been paying attention to my Snapchat. If you want to follow me on Snapchat, it's msanchez088. So go follow me. Colorado was fun. I was celebrating my sister's birthday. So I think she just turned 29, and then we went to the pool to kind of cap it off. And that's why you seen us at the pool. So that's where we went, and that's what we did. Yeah, you know what? With him losing his step, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980, I think with him losing his step, I think he would have to go to safety. And now it's saying my phone's heating up, and it's saying poor connection. So let me know if it's lagging for you guys. My phone, it's been crazy lately. But yeah, I agree. I wouldn't mind him playing safety, you know. But again, that safety's kind of crowded too. True, but we need a veteran like Revis. I think we're downplaying. Orlando Scandrick. You know, saying that with all this veteran presence and stuff like that. I think we're downplaying Orlando Scandrick too much, because he's a 8-year veteran. You know. What do y'all think about Scandrick bringing that veteran presence? Yep, we're good. We're charging now. Whew, what else y'all got for me, guys? Let's go. Got an hour-long show ahead of us. Got to talk about something. OTA's wrapped up. Minicamp is next. Mickey Spagnola wrote an article on DallasCowboy.com. Charles Tapper has a strained hip. So another injury for Tapper there. Who else got banged up? Lucky Whitehead still banged up, which I think it's the writing on the wall. Lucky Whitehead will no longer. I think he'll get cut before training camp. Yeah, well, Jeff Heath can play strong safety, and Jerry Hernandez, he can. And the reason why he gets those timely interceptions is because he doesn't over pursue the play. He diagnoses the play. He looks at what's in front of him, and so when the ball bounces that way for him to make a play, he's right there to make it, and sometimes he has his moments. Kevin Frazier starting at strong safety, maybe. I mean, it's a tough competition. It's a real tough competition for that strong safety there. So we'll definitely see what that's about. But I mean, Jeff Heath. I mean, he's not written in as the starter, and I mean, this is just the first bite of the burger during this off season. Is these OTAs, and minicamp is pretty much OTAs, and if you don't know the difference between OTAs, organized team activities, and minicamp, organized team activities is voluntarily, and minicamp is mandatory. But Cowboys ain't gonna have a problem. All players showed up for the OTAs, which is really, really good for our football team. And that's the difference between OTAs and minicamp. Do you think DeMarcus Lawrence will have a breakout contract year, or no? I think he will. I think he will. And if you notice, a lot of Cowboys that are in a contract year, in their rookie contract year, I think the Cowboys have a history of people in a contract year balling out. So I still think what it does in his rookie contract year, he had what, 16 touchdowns, something like that. So Cowboys have a history of players playing well in a contract year. I don't know what it is about that. Jeff Heath reminds me of Bill Bates back in the day. Yeah, man, that's a real good comparison there. That's a real good comparison. I couldn't agree more with you there. 1980, and he's white too. I think that's where the resemblance get in. Bill Bates is white. Jeff Heath is white. Maybe it's just a white person thing. Do you think the Cowboys bring back Darius Jackson? I really like Jackson. That's a really good question, and because if we look at Darren McFadden's salary, it's just under $1 million, and if we look at Alfred Morris's salary, it's $2 million, and so the third string running back is actually making more than the second string running back. So that tells me either Alfred Morris, and Stephen Jones said this on the break on DallasCowboy.com, that this roster isn't set in stone. He said we might send players for draft picks, or we might send players for draft picks or send draft picks for players. He said that on the break. So whoever, nobody's safe, and Alfred Morris I think would be the first one to go, just because of his salary and the position that he's at. $2 million for a third string running back doesn't seem likely, and I think you could bring Darius Jackson for cheap. Obviously they like the guy. They cut him because Darren McFadden got off PUP last year, and the Browns were the first team on the waiver to pick Darius Jackson up last year. So it just depends on how they feel about. I think he got hurt from the Browns too, and so they got to see where his injury history's at and all that crazy stuff. It's Sunday and I only got 4 viewers. See, this is why I do this stuff at midnight. It seems like, people say, oh, I'm asleep at midnight Central Time because time zones are everywhere. I think we should trade Morris. Exactly. I think we should trade Morris too. I think we should. But this whole cornerback stuff with Richard Sherman or with Darrelle Revis just needs to stop. But again, having said all that, Stephen Jones did say that they could use players for draft picks or draft picks for players. So it's not over with. This roster still it's not set in stone. And but I like where the team chemistry's at. Can Dak avoid the sophomore slump? I don't believe in sophomore slumps. I don't. If you're good, you're good. If you suck, you suck. And there's always a thing called a one-hit wonder. And it's either a one-hit wonder or you're really, really good. And so Dak right now in his second year, either he's going to be good or he's going to suck. And we're going to find out. And Cowboys did take, Tony Romo, he's already gone and stuff like that. But they believe in Dak Prescott. So rookie slump, I don't believe in. Either you're good, or, a one-hit wonder. How do you feel about Jaylon Smith? I am excited, Jerry. I am so excited to see what Jaylon Smith can do. And me and my buddy that run the Facebook page on Dallas Cowboy Scouting, if you haven't followed our page, go ahead and follow it. Dallas Cowboy Scouting on Facebook. I asked him, who's your starting linebacker core at week 1, and he put Sean Lee as a strong, Anthony Hitchens as the Mike, and Damian Wilson as the weak. And I was like, what? What about Jaylon Smith, And he was like, he ain't going to be ready. I said, bro, you still got all of training camp, and we have 5 preseason games. You're not going to put Jaylon Smith a week 1 starter. And he said, no. We actually got a bet going on. If Jaylon Smith starts week 1, he's going to send me, because he lives in California, he's going to send me a gift card to the place that I want to eat at. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to win my bet. But I'm excited about Jaylon Smith, Jerry. Thoughts on Gather's progress? I absolutely love it, man. I absolutely love it. He looks sharp. He looks good. And some of the things that of the highlight clips that I've seen of Rico Gathers, he looks super sharp. Looks like he's going to develop well. And with James Hanna and Jeff Sweem still rehabbing, and they only picked up 1 free agent tight end, and you have Rico Gathers and you have Jason Witten. Rico Gathers is in the best position to develop, and it's going to pay off. Just like with Ryan Switzer and Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley's been out with the hamstring. Ryan Switzer's taking full advantage of his opportunity to go in there, learn the offense. Reps are important, and Rico Gathers and Ryan Switzer are getting the best of the cards that they're getting dealt. Do you think Des Bryant might not be too confident in the new secondary guys we drafted? That's why he reached out. You know what? That is a good one. But Des Bryant also, there was rumors that he wanted to do punt return too, so he's not confident in Ryan Switzer. And that's another question we could ask, What's up, Monica? That's my aunt. What's going on? And so yeah, I don't know. I think it's, I don't know if it's a lack of confidence in our secondary. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. I think it's about respect. That might be a cop-out answer. I don't think it is, but I think it's out of respect. They named him the Island, and I think that it's just out of respect, that he's still on the market, and these BS charges that were pinned against him. Because who knows, if he didn't get these charges pinned against him, all those felonies or whatnot, he could still be a New York Jet. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just out of respect that Des Bryant's, or maybe, he's just bringing out attention for Darrelle Revis. So maybe a team can be like, you know what, the Cowboys might sign him. Let's go ahead and go after Darrelle Revis. Who's your starting cornerbacks week 1? Oh, snap. Anthony Brown, CB1. Orlando Scandrick, slot. And Jordan Lewis is going to start over Nolan Carroll. I think Nolan Carroll's going to get cut. And Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, Orlando Scandrick, and then put Chidobe Awuzie in there whenever they run their dime package. Let's do it. Who would you start? Scandrick or Brown? Brown, I'd put him at CB number 1. I'd put Scandrick in the slot. But who knows? Skandrick's probably not safe either. So you might have Brown, Chidobe Awuzie in there, and you might have Jordan Lewis playing over there. And next month is his trial. And so he's going to go to a trial, a jury of his peers, and he's going to fight his case, and hopefully they come out with the verdict of not guilty. Chaz Green at left guard. It's possible, you know, if Chaz Green playing left guard. I think that he did really well at left tackle, and when Jaylon Smith was out, and I think that left guard, I see him more as a tackle than a guard, in my opinion. And I heard real good things about Emmett Clearly, number 63, tearing things up at that left guard position. How do you feel about Byron Jones? It's his third year. He has one pick, he has a few breakups, and he has a lot of tackles. This right here being his third year. His first year, he was a corner. His second year, he was a free safety. And so this will be his second year playing that position consistently. So I think, why am I sweating? It was hot today. It was like 100 degrees. Went to the pool, cooled off. Now I'm hot again. And I think that now that he's going to be in his second year at a free safety position, I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for better plays. I'm looking for just, you know, what a free safety is supposed to do. And Byron Jones has all the measurables, has all the talent in the world. But now it's a prove-it year. Next year is a contract year for him. I think he'll do great, Byron Jones. So I'm not giving up on him, but this is the year that Byron Jones has to step up. Where would you rather have Byron Jones, safety or corner? I'd rather have, well, he does okay at free safety, but he does really well covering tight ends. So I would want him in that slot covering tight ends if it was me. And he can still do that at free safety. It's just going to be a lot of press man there. So, but you don't want to do that too much because, you know, we got some young corners. But I hope everybody's weekend was good, guys. Why am I sweating so much? Y'all see this? I'm on this little diet, and I've already lost 10 pounds. I weighed 230. I lost 11 pounds. I weighed 230 2 months ago, and now I'm down to 218. So that's 12 pounds. So I'm proud of myself, and hopefully it's still going. Hopefully I can make some more progress and lose some more weight. So yeah. So let's see here. So you are watching me. Type some questions in there. Don't be shy. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So type some questions in there. Let's get this thing rolling. Every live show to me is pretty much a Q&A. It's Cowboy Nation, baby. How do you feel about Ezekiel Elliott and his comments about taking it to the next level? I respect it. You know, being an NFL leading rusher as a rookie and saying that you left yards on the field and that, you know, you could have had 2-3 more yards. This guy had over 900 yards after contact, and for him to say that he left yards on the field is a true competitor, is a true winner, is somebody that I want on my football team. Straight up, Ezekiel Elliott, straight up respect with that, bruh. Straight up respect. Thoughts on the Cowboys coach talking about Colin Kaepernick possibly being a backup? At first, I wasn't on the Colin Kaepernick train, just to be honest with you guys. But I believe that this guy would be a solid backup. And I'm pretty sure Seattle probably would have signed him. But I think a lot of the things have to do with the money. Has to do with money. And I think Colin Kaepernick was probably asking too much money because they signed Austin Davis. You look at Austin Davis, it's not, he ain't going to command much money because he knows who he is. Colin Kaepernick obviously started in the Super Bowl and had some really good productive years when he had a team around him Obviously the 49ers fell off a little bit, especially when Chip Kelly took over. The ship just sunk right then and there. And but I think Colin Kaepernick should be able to sign and create some competition for Kellen Moore, and that's exactly what Kellen Moore needs, is competition. So, and I think Kaepernick can give that competition, maybe to kick out Kellen Moore. And I'm with Brian Broaddus on this one. The scheme fit. I think Colin Kaepernick fits in perfectly with the scheme that we have. So God forbid if Dak ever goes down, that the offense won't miss a beat with the moving to the lefts, moving to the rights, read options, stuff like that. So yeah, bring in Colin Kaepernick, make him like the fourth-string quarterback or whatever. Give him competition. We got 5 preseason games to give this guy plenty of opportunities to see what he's worth and see what he's made of, and just to make sure that last year's stats wasn't a fluke. Is Jason Garrett a good coach? I don't think he disciplines enough, in my opinion. I never. Give respect. He won Coach of the Year. He took on rookies, and rookies dominated, and he put all his cards and created a 13-3 record with the whole bunch of rookies. It wasn't just Dak and Zeke. It was Anthony Brown. It was Malik Collins, and so give credit where credit's due. But is he a good coach? He needs to win a NFC championship the game before the Super Bowl, and if he does that, then I would consider him a good coach. Favorite college football team? All my family are like Texas Longhorn fans. I believe they're overrated, and so I went with Oklahoma as my football college team. But I do not. I don't watch a lot of college ball, guys. The only time I really watch college is if I'm watching prospects out of the draft and stuff. That's the only time I really watch college football, is when it's almost time for draft. No, Ernesto, I think that stuff's about to get dropped. There was reports that Ezekiel Elliott released his phone records, and with that, they're going to look into his phone records, and if they don't find anything in the phone records, I believe that they're going to just drop it after that. Do you think the Packers beat the Cowboys? Did you think the Packers beat the Cowboys, or did the Cowboys beat themselves during that playoff game? I think the offense, I think the team, I think we beat ourselves. We're doing 3-and-outs. Our defense, it took them a while to click and get things rolling. Remember, they didn't. A lot of our starters didn't play Week 17. They also had a bye week, and then they played, a big caliber, explosive offense, and I think we beat ourselves. I say never let off the gas, and with Cowboys sitting their starters Week 17, they let off the gas, and that killed momentum. It did. You guys have to remember, being a successful running back starts with an offensive line. As long as the O-line is on track and healthy, Zeke will do fine. The O-line is the foundation of a franchise. Yes, that is very, very true. I mean, look at Emmitt Smith with the Great Wall. The Steelers have a really good line, and Bell has so much patience over there, and he's a good running back. CJ2K, he had really good. I mean, he had a fair, good offensive line there, and when he got his 2,000 yards, but he was on a sorry team, so I think that was just all CJ2K right there. But yeah, I agree with you, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Totally agree with you, brother. Yeah, man. I wish. Man. Why? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Here we go. Another question. Which position on the defense do you think needs more help or more bodies for competition? Quarterback needs more competition for Kellen Moore, and they just brought in a guy that played with the Cardinals or whatever, with the Broncos, but that's Kellen Moore 2.0. no arm strength, no nothing. The only thing that he has is football IQ to diagnose the defense and stuff like that. So really nothing too surprising from the guy that they had. And the reason why they cut Appleby was because he wasn't handling a snap. He kept fumbling, almost like an Eli Manning getting benched or getting set out by his coach because he kept fumbling the football. So yeah, quarterback needs more competition. I think the left end and right end needs more competition. I think the linebacker core is pretty good. The wide receiver position's really, really good. The O-line, obviously, 3 Pro Bowlers are good there. The free safety needs more competition, I think. So my top 3 would be the defensive line, the quarterback, and the free safety position needs more competition. Is Jaylon Smith more of a coverage linebacker or a pass rusher? Jerry, that guy is freaking both. This guy can carry. Jaylon Smith can carry a tight end up the field, and he can also blitz and get a sack in there. And he's so quick, so freaking quick. I think that he can do both. If this guy's 85% better or better from what he was at Notre Dame, the Irish, I think that he's gonna just dominate. It's gonna be our Von Miller. The Broncos have Von Miller, and Jaylon Smith is gonna be our Von Miller, except in his own way. Do you think we should sign the former linebacker from Arizona, the one with the off-the-field issues? What's his name again? So everybody keeps asking me about him. Crap, somebody on Twitter asked me about it. What's his name? Darryl Washington? That's what it is. You know, I think we should. You know, I mean, we have to look at the whole perspective of why we would go ahead and sign a linebacker like Darryl Washington. I think Sean Lee's not really I mean, he did play 16 games last year, but they set him out week 17. But to me, he was healthy. He was ready to go. So I think, and then, you know, so Sean Lee gets a little hurt sometimes. Jaylon Smith is coming off a major nerve damage and a knee injury. So I think the only reason why you would bring Darryl Washington in is to build more depth there. And, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have Darryl Washington, especially if he can pan out. Dallas Cowboys need to figure out what they're going to do with the backup quarterback position. Very important to think about. Dak will be great, but just in case he gets injured. Exactly. And that's a really good point there, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Very, very good point. As you know, Cowboys didn't take, with Romo being injured as much as he was during the last 4 years of his career, they really didn't take that backup position seriously. We had Kellen Moore, Brandon Whedon out of all people, Matt Castle, John Kitna was there. I mean, John Kitna didn't do too bad. Then you had, Kyle Orton, which, threw that interception to Miles. He was throwing to Miles, also threw the interception on the slant route there. So they really haven't took the backup quarterback position seriously in a long time, and that's something that you have to take seriously. And you'd think they would learn their lesson from 2015 to bring somebody in. But again, Stephen Jones did say that the roster's not set. And so the players that we have now doesn't mean they'll be the players we have here in 2 months. Yeah, when Colin Kaepernick started protesting and started kneeling against the national anthem, there was rumors and his team, do not protest against our national anthem in that form or fashion. And with Kaepernick doing what he did, I just don't see Jerry Jones signing him. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me if he did, with the Greg Hardys of them all and stuff like that, the controversial players. I mean, drafting Randy Gregory, knowing the baggage that he had.